Hey guys, welcome to Through the Grace. I am going to talk quickly here about white buses that transport people in our area here in Arizona. And for this reason, a reason like this, I'm not going to be showing my face anymore on this channel. And I expect that this channel will probably be taken down. But joining me during this little video, hopefully it's going to be kind of short here because we're in the middle of life. It's actually dinner time, so my wife is working hard cooking dinner. So, but my wife is joining me here from Ministers of the New Covenant channel. So we want to welcome her onto this special edition here about white buses.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right. So, um, I was just at a public place. That's all I'm going to say. I can't give too much information. And at the public place that I usually frequent, which is very close to the border of Arizona and Mexico, once again there was a white bus, and so I'm frequenting this public location, and the driver of the white bus is walking right towards me, and I think quickly, I should ask him. I should ask him what are they doing with these unmarked white buses? What's going on? No, 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 no. I'm not going to ask him. I'm not going to ask him. Okay, okay. Here he is. I'm going to ask him. So I said, "Hey, excuse me." And he's dressed kind of like law enforcement, kind of with like a polo shirt, like a beige polo shirt and black pants. He's got some type of badge hanging off of his hip, and I didn't see if he had a gun or not. I presume that he does. I said, "Excuse me, I just wanted to ask you. I've always wondered. I always see these white buses that are unmarked." I said, "What's going on? What's up with that, dude? What are they, like a secret or something?" And he's like this young guy, like maybe mid-20s, and he kind of like he smiles at me, and he goes, "Yeah, something like that." I was like, "Okay, so I was like, so what? Like, let me ask you this then. Like, is there ever children involved or anything like that? Like, and if so, are they okay, or like, are you guys transporting people? Is it like an official, like it's a good situation, you know?" And he goes, "Uh, we work with the border patrol." So that was his answer.
Whoa.
So I wanted to bring my wife on because there was a reason why I was asking about children. And what have you seen?
Well, at this location you're talking about, what have I seen?
Anywhere? I mean,
Well,
in
I've
our general
seen.
area.
I see these particular buses all the time when I'm driving, because we live a little ways outside of. In between towns, I guess you could say, and so I literally see these buses all the time. They pass me, I pass them. When I was driving the other day, I saw multiple buses, and I was only away from the house for a couple hours. And we saw a couple pass us one way, then we turned around when we were on our way back. Then we saw a couple more buses, and my kids, we all point them out at this point, and we're like, there it goes again. And I know that one time when we were going, I was like pacing one of them, like in a lane right next to them. And when I looked through the windows, I could see nothing but children. There was no adults. The bus was filled with children, and they didn't look particularly happy. I don't think they knew what was going on. And we were trying to like write a sign or something, like in Spanish or something, to be like, "Are you okay?" and hold it up to the window, but we just didn't know, like, I don't know that much Spanish, and so we were trying to figure out what to do and find a pen and all this other stuff, and basically they ended up getting on the highway and going down toward a different direction than we were going. They were going towards, I guess, towards El Paso. That they were going like east, so on I-10. So
So this now, you guys know on this channel, what we do is everything is the Bible. I mean, the Bible is telling us what's happening on our planet. The Bible is the truth. It's not debatable. It is the truth, right? And what I believe we are witnessing happen here in this great country of ours is that in Revelation, and I don't remember the chapter off the top of my head. I want to say chapter 20, when Babylon is fallen. It has a list of all the things that come to an end because Babylon's fallen, and one of those is that they have bodies and souls of men. Okay,
mhm.
now Also now in Revelation chapter 6, I believe that that's been happening because there's so many angels, or there's horsemen, there's horses actually, right? Horses that come out. There's like the four horses of the apocalypse, and each one is a different colored horse. And does it talk about the riders? I know I've read it like a million times, but I'm drawing a blank here. I don't recall if it talks about the riders on the horses doing the thing, and then,
I think
or
it
if it's
does
just
say
the
the
horse,
riders because
the
I know,
riders.
like with the white one, I think he has like a sickle in his hand and stuff. So I think it does mention them. I
Okay.
don't know. I guess people will have to open up their Bibles and look.
Yeah, so definitely check it out. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a spur of the moment video here. Um, but anyway, I think we're in the time period right now. We're experiencing the death horse, and it says
Mm.
death and Hades follows after. Actually, I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
no, death and hell. It says
Mm-hmm.
death and hell follows after him. Okay, so we're seeing massive amounts of death take place right now, even in our country. You guys know it. You know people that are dying. I know people that have family members that are dying. I also know some people I've worked with recently. They died. Um, Death is happening on a very wide scale right now. And so, what are they doing to replace all these people in our country? For one thing, they are busing people in to replace people so that, I mean, then the numbers of citizens is not going to look like it's affected. And these people are coming in from all nations, literally.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's just Mexico, okay? It's not. They're coming through Mexico. I've recently read a story about a person speaking French at the border, a person speaking some type of Arabic as well, and I believe there was some type of Asian of some sort down there as well too. And this is on a guy's ranch that his ranch comes to the border, and so he regularly has to go out there. And I mean, you talk about a border crisis. The wall was put up at in his area. They're still coming through, and they're starving to death sometimes. They have health issues. One lady was dying of diabetes. So anyway, but to bring this back in, like back around to the death horse thing, uh, also, I think that there's major, and I can't even say the word, but it's what used to take place in the Old Testament on altars by the pagans. They would
Yes.
space, crit, space, feist their children even. And this is what's happening. And it's really sad. Like, we can't even, it's out of our control. We can't even do anything about it. This is what sucks. But that is also what it says in Revelation, that we would be overcome. God's people would be overcome by the beast. Okay. And we have to, God tells us, Jesus tells us to patiently endure until the death. That's a message that's all the way through Revelations. It's consistent, and it starts in one of the messages to the churches. Okay. So, um, but this is just like, it's just disturbing what's taking place. What you're seeing now, I'm trying to like sloppily just, I'm being sloppy here. Just, I flipped through some video footage here that I have of one of the white buses that was in front of me. So you can see, I mean, this, they talk about in the news, the border crisis that takes place in all these other places. Oh boy. That's what I get. And, but, um, it's funny because they never mention our area,
Mm-hmm. That's
and
true.
it's just such a trafficking area. Now that I use that word, probably hit an
Yeah.
algorithm, but it's hard to not have free speech these days. Sorry. So I said the word trafficking.
And they transport these all day and all night, 7 days a week. We see them on weekends. These buses go back and forth constantly with human beings in them, all day, all night, and on weekends. And I'm not out at like 2 in the morning, but I do know that when we have been out late, like for fireworks or whatever for holidays, they're still bussing them around. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday. It doesn't matter if it's 11, 12 o'clock at night. They're bussing back and forth constantly.
Yeah, that's right. And we speculate because there's been a consistent thing going on with somebody trying to make extra noise with loud machinery, namely a leaf blower, late at night. And I'm talking, it'll be going for hours. Like they're just leaving it running. What sound are they trying to conceal
Yeah.
while? And I'm talking about while the white buses are parked
Yeah.
where the leaf blower is making all the noise. Okay.
Yeah, and where we live, there aren't any leaves, so that's not a thing. And the trees
Yeah.
that we do have are pretty much, well, they're not exactly evergreens, but they're desert. deserty, so we don't lose leaves like other places. There's nobody in this area even owns a leaf blower. It's absurd. It'd be like having like snow tires. We don't get snow out here. Nobody owns snow tires in our area, so nobody needs a leaf blower for anything. And it just so happens every time we've seen it running, there's a white bus parked, and a lot of times there is maybe a semi parked next to it, or another law enforcement vehicle, let's just say, parked
Oh
next
yeah.
to it. But
Oh yeah.
every time there is a white bus. I've
Yeah.
never heard the leaf blower going and went by and there wasn't a bus there.
Yeah.
And they insist on doing it. We've tried to call them for sound ordinances and stuff, and they insist on running this really loud leaf blower that we can hear from our house really loudly.
Yeah. It's I guess to try to bring it home here for our understanding, I'm sure many of you have heard about issues that communist countries have had in the past, right? The times we live in are different, and really that's the point of making this video. It's not to bring awareness, because that's not going to do anything to expose what they're doing. The reason that I wanted to make this video is to share with whoever's going to listen to this that we need to understand the temperature of the time we're living in right now. Things are getting hot. Jesus is coming soon, and we have to be ready, because let me tell you what, it ain't getting any better, right? It's getting worse. It is getting worse progressively. They're working in secret, and like we've heard about communist countries, and when they mistreat their own people, right? They've just changed their tactics here. They still do the same thing, but they do it covertly because they want to have the a look of righteousness as a righteous nation. They want to have they want seemingly to be doing good stuff and being a beacon of freedom. Unfortunately, it's a giant trap. These people are coming in from other nations, and we don't know about them. They're getting trafficked. Some of them are getting in, I'm sure, and they're allowed to be free. Others are, I believe, from what we've seen, literally, this is what I think, okay? They're being told, give us your kids, we're going to take them and give them a better life, blah, blah, blah. Oh, great, my kid's going to be taken care of. They take the kid disappears, okay? And they're literally, the number of missing children from nation to nation, it's the highest in America every single year. And they want to pretend that they were concerned with some type of flu-like virus that went around a couple years. Give me a break, okay?
Yeah.
That the numbers are just, they don't quantify, okay?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, you guys. But really, this is just alarming, and I always pray against it. I want to invite you guys to pray against it. Also check out my wife's channel, Ministers of the New Covenant. There's two channels actually, so it's the one with all the hands. That's her channel.
Somebody
actually.
else has one that's got the same name as mine. And I think theirs comes up first. They probably have more subscribers.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope that you guys learned something here, because this is the Through the Grace news channel. So I try to share some type of real news that you're not going to hear about anywhere else. We're talking about covert stuff here, and I always try to bring out some stuff, and then the news will bring out some BS later on to try to cover it up. And this dude flat out said, when I said, what is it, a secret or something? He's like, he laughs and goes, yeah, it's a secret.
Exactly.
That's why they're not marked.
And the Bible says that those who do secret things like that, it's because they're concealing, the wicked things that they do. Because if you're doing something good, then there's no reason to have a secret about it, right? If you're trying to give people a better life and reconnect families and all this stuff, there's no reason to conceal what you're doing. There's no reason to bring busloads of children with no adults, and then God only knows, literally, God only knows where these buses end up. They're not doing anything good, okay?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, we're going to end it there, you guys. So thanks for your time. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep this channel going, because it's so hard to talk. And you've heard me mumble and stumble through trying to get around algorithms, and it's just really not worth it, So anyway, keep preaching the gospel, you guys. Share the gospel with anybody that you can, because that is the work that needs to be done right now, okay? We need to help to save more of the lost, okay? God bless you, you guys.